1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
PM show nationwide, coast to coast, CRN Digital Talk Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, firestorm has erupted in the studio.
Hey!
We have the great Michael Reagan here. I'm Michael Horn. By the way, you've endorsed, we should mention the Newtster, haven't you, Newt Gingrich?
Yes, I endorsed him last week.
And so there's a lot of talk out there that says, well, Newt can't win the election because he's not going to get the female vote, that the females are going to be upset. Because, Tomas, do we have soundbite 13 ready to go here today because of what his former wife said? And we'll take a listen to that. Here it is.
I said to him, Newt, we've been married a long time. And he said, yes, but you want me all to yourself. Callista doesn't care what I do.
What was he saying to you think?
He was asking to have an open marriage, and I refused.
He wanted an open marriage.
Yeah, that I accept the fact that he has somebody else in his life.
And you said?
No. That is not a marriage.
That's Marianne Gingrich, the former
My
Miss
wife
Gingrich.
feels the same way.
What is that, Michael?
What?
What? She feels she doesn't want you to have an open marriage either? That's it. And
36 years we've been together.
This woman doesn't sound like she's tied too tight, I have to tell you a little bit. And she's the one that said he wanted an open marriage. Those were not Newt Gingrich's words. And so then the news media picks it up and says, Newt wanted an open marriage. We don't know what he was asking for. We weren't there. And it's just here saying, I think that's what he was trying to say. But it's not necessarily what he said.
We don't know. Really, and I think Newt hit it very right at the debate. There isn't anybody who has not gone through some kind of trial and tribulation.
Exactly.
And there's a whole lot of people who've been married more than one time sitting in the audience who have dealt with ex-wives or ex-husbands and what have you. You don't meet very many exes who are really happy-go-lucky. My God, I'm so glad we got divorced, and you're the most wonderful human being I know. And I think that's how most people, in fact, saw it. I remember back in 1960. Was I telling you this story yet about my dad?
No, tell me the story.
My dad and I and my sister and Nancy are sitting around, and Dad is telling us about the fact that the Richard Nixon campaign and the Republican National Committee both have photographs of John F. Kennedy going into hotels and hotel rooms with other women other than his wife and coming out.
Right.
And so we asked the question, obvious question, well, are they going to use these photographs against John F. Kennedy in the election to beat John F. Kennedy? Answer from my father, no, and they shouldn't. That is their private lives. What they do in their private life should not be made public. It is not. We do not know their issues. We do not know anything about their marriage. He should be looked at based on, can he be president of the United States?
Exactly, what he's saying.
What he has accomplished in the public life, not in the private life, because in all honesty, there's a lot of corporations being run by scoundrels who are terrible in marriage, and there's a lot of corporations that are, in fact, going bankrupt by men who are wonderful in their marriages. So, it's a private matter, keep it private. And that's what my dad said back in 1960. And that's how I feel.
And don't you feel it when it's all...
My wife doesn't feel that way, by the way. And I think a lot of women don't.
Right. And I think that's the key factor here is, will the women vote? But when you get down to it, what Newt says and what he will do, I think is what he has to be based on. Same with Santorum, same with Romney, same with Ron Paul. I mean, it's what they say they're going to do, and if they're going to do it, the belief structure that you put in, that to me is going to
I think why Newt won 40% plus of the women vote in South Carolina was that no matter what the issue is, people don't like making that kind of stuff public. There's just certain things that should be kept private.
And so I would agree with you on that. And I think that it will come around. And besides, that's a pretty big win there, 40% to Romney. Romney appears to me, and I do like Romney. I think he's a very nice guy, but it just seems like he's kind of futtering around a little bit when he answers questions like, he's
He's
stammering.
been running for 5 years. If he can't answer the questions now, when is he going to be able to answer them? And I'm glad that these are tough questions and tough times for him, because if he is the nominee of the party, and I'll support the nominee as my father always did, the fact of the matter, this stuff was going to be brought up by Barack Obama. We know it was going to be brought up. So you better have your answers and everything ready today to get ready for tomorrow, because this is the training ground for the big leagues coming up after the conventions.
Now, one thing we should look at, and there was an article in the paper that talked about the presidents that have shown off their tuneful side. You know, there's people that can play, and we're going to hear from our current president here in a second, but I didn't realize Richard Nixon was a piano player, and he played piano even on the Jack Parr show many years ago. And Harry Truman played the piano. In fact, I think he sat on the piano, or his daughter sat on the piano, and they had to renovate the White House when the leg fell through the floor or something. That was many years ago. Thomas Jefferson played. Bill Clinton, remember, was playing the saxophone. Any of these candidates right now, are they any of them musical that we might be able to showcase them besides Barack Obama
I have
singing?
no idea if they're musical or not. I'm asking them not. I don't want them to serenade me.
Was your dad in any way musical?
You know, they actually went to my father a long time ago. He was one of the first cowboys they went to and talked to him about becoming the singing cowboy.
They did? From Republic?
Yeah.
Was it the Republic Studios?
And he turned it down but he was a cowboy.
He was. He started some.
He could sing.
He could sing a little bit.
He could sing, yeah.
He also hosted that old.
He was Irish. All Irishmen could sing. Give him a few beers.
He was in the home every week on the old Borax thing, brought to you by Borax.
Well, General Electric Theater, then Borax, 20 Mule Team.
20 Mule Team Borax, those tales there. Was it the Zane Grey Theater or something like that?
No, that was a different show.
He did that one also, didn't he?
No, he would maybe star in that.
Star
but
in that.
It was, yeah. There was
What was the show I'm trying to think of with the 20
Wagon Train.
No, it wasn't Wagon Train. It was
20 Mule Team, whatever it was.
It was 20 Mule Team Borax.
Yeah, whatever.
And then they had that. So anyway, the musical side.
He was the old Ranger.
The old, yeah. He actually replaced the old Ranger.
You know, he was actually an opening act when things weren't working out well for him. He was actually the opening act at the El Rancho Hotel in Vegas.
No way.
Yes, he was.
And what did he do?
Opening act.
What did he do?
He was like the comic.
He would do
opening act.
stand-up?
Oh, yeah, stand-up.
Oh, boy, I'd pay anything to see that. Well, that'd be fun to go back in time and see that.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be very
Things
good.
weren't working out, so it's stand-up opening act at the El Rancho.
So, the El Rancho.
In Vegas.
Okay, so do we have time do we have the sound bites now from the American Idol? Because you're a big fan of the American Idol.
Yeah, I watch that. I watch X Factor. I watch, The Amazing Race is going to start here in a few weeks.
You like that many reality shows? You watch The Amazing Race?
Family Time.
What about The Voice? Do you watch that one also?
I have not
Where
watched
they have
The
that
Voice.
swivel round red chair that you can swivel around?
No,
in?
I haven't watched The Voice.
I thought we'd do
I
that.
watched Person of Interest. I think is a great show.
That's a great show, isn't it?
Unforgettable, great show.
Yeah. Have you seen the
Criminal Minds, great show.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
How about Alcatraz? Have you watched that one
I
yet?
just started watching that. That's kind of interesting.
It's got to establish itself.
I keep on waiting for the dinosaur to show up, though.
The dinosaur?
The dinosaur. Remember the movie Jurassic Park?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Actor?
Okay, good. The dinosaur. And we've got Kiefer Sutherland starting this week.
Touch.
Yeah, that'll be a good one, too. We might get him on this show. He's supposed to be coming up. We've been trying to get him for
away
about
from the bar
8
long
years.
enough to do the series. You should be all right.
We'll be back on CRN. If you love great wines, come to Pomar Junction Vineyard and Winery, a railroad-themed winery in California's most exciting new wine region, Paso Robles. 8 generations of family history, dating back to the historic California Spanish Mission period. Pomar Junction Vineyard and Winery. Visit us on the web, pomarjunction.com, or visit us on Facebook at Pomar Junction Vineyard and Winery. Great wines from Pomar Junction.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere